Today is the day that I hit publish on my first book. Gosh, this month has been wild. And it makes sense because my first book is out on the 28th, which is tomorrow while I'm filming this video. For you guys, I think this is going to come out the day the arena comes out. So I have been doing like stuff nonstop just to make sure that the arena is ready to be put out. I'm doing lots of promotional things. So follow me, especially on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram if you want all the updates with like the events and such that I'm planning to do to help promote it, because I definitely put it all there. It's also on my website, but I definitely interact with Instagram and to a degree TikTok a whole lot, but Instagram will have those events. But even though I've had all this stuff going on, I've been able to read quite a few books, especially considering all of that I have going on. So the books that I read this month, I read Ace of Spades, which was fantastic. It reminded me, and it's been compared a lot to Gossip Girl. And I remember watching Gossip Girl through college. I was in college during the latter seasons. So when Gossip Girl finally wrapped up, I think I was maybe a junior or senior, I'm not sure, maybe even a sophomore, but I was in college. And so this definitely took me back. And I really liked the cultural and like the racial side of it, how they made that a factor. So if you don't know about Ace of Spades, it's about a private school, and the very first chapter, they're like, welcome back to school assembly at this school, and they're announcing the head prefects for the year. And the prefects are nominated by teachers. They're students that then become in the running for valedictorian, so they're top of the class. And the boy that was picked had no idea that he would be in the running at all. And the girl that was picked is the popular girl in the school, has all these friends, and has been a prefect every single year of school. So they're seniors now. And things start happening around school that are a little strange, and they keep getting blamed for things, and all of their secrets are being outed by Aces. And they are trying to uncover who Aces is, because Aces is ruining their life and ruining their chances not just like socially in school, but also ruining their chances at getting into their dream colleges later on. So Aces of Spades was really good. I also read Anatomy, a Love Story, which takes place in Edinburgh, I think. And it follows a young woman who wants to be a surgeon. She comes from a really wealthy family, and so she's got some means to keep herself hidden and hide her identity. So she poses as a man to begin with and tries to go into medical school. And they find out that she's a woman, and she makes a deal with the head professor / doctor that if she can study all on her own and pass the surgeon's exam, that they'll just allow her to become a surgeon, and nothing will be said. And so she has to meet people along the way, like grave diggers. She becomes really good friends, somewhat romantically involved with this man who digs up dead bodies and then gives them or sells them off to like surgeons and stuff to use for practice and examinations. And it's kind of dark. It's one of those dark, gritty romances. I thought it was super interesting and just different. It was a period piece, and I hadn't read one of those in a long time. I've also finally gotten around to A Court of Thorns and Roses. This has been on my TBR for months, well, years even. And I dove into this, devoured it, and now I haven't finished it, but I haven't finished this second one yet, but I'm currently reading A Court of Mist and Fury. I'm almost finished with it. So close even that I think I'll probably finish it before March is up. So if that's the case, then I've read 4 books in March, and 3 is pretty typical for me per month. So I'm impressed considering all of the stuff that I've been doing and juggling and having a book out. Oh my gosh, you guys. I still managed to read just as much, if not more, than usual. So that's nuts. Where I stand writing is still a little muddy. I know I had these goals set in the last couple months for like writing things. Oh my gosh, excuse my door chime. But in the past, I had pretty specific goals to like finish draft 1 of my next book, and then the next month, finish draft 1 of the next book. And it hasn't happened, and it still hasn't really happened, but I do have it all drafted out. I'm in the very last chunk of this next book. And so I'll have draft 1 finished pretty soon, and then I'll move into like draft 2 / the editing phases of all of those pieces. And I'm hoping by May, don't hold me to that though, but I'm hoping in May I'll have enough finished that I can announce to all of you what the title, or at least what that project is, because I am planning on that being my next published book for this next calendar year. So hopefully I'll finish that up soon and really get onto that and let you guys know. I have a little bit more time in the summer months, so I will definitely have a lot of that going in the summer when I'm not as busy. So I guess just be on the lookout for that. Sorry I don't have much to report writing wise, but that's pretty much it. Been slowly but surely getting through chapter by chapter. I kind of stuck to running goals. Let me explain that. I know that I said I was going to do 3 lifts, like lifting weights 3 times a week, but I changed my mind real quick. So I did that the first 2 weeks of March, and I realized real quick that I was overly fatigued. I was exhausted. Normally I kind of get recharged and get some energy when I work out, but it was wiping me out. And so the first thing I did was change my diet. I got more protein. I really looked at what I was eating, and it still didn't make a difference. So then I looked at like statistics and things within my runs and working out, and I noticed that I hadn't accounted for my new route. So when we moved, I got a new running route because it's just closer to where we live now than for me to travel to my old route. And the old route, what really was like plains running. So I was running kind of out in the country, and there were little to no hills. So I had to make up for that by doing other things like speed training. And I've still got my running schedule set that way, and I didn't realize it. And this new route where we live now is extremely hilly, and it's also been very windy just out here in Oklahoma in general. So I have had a whole lot of resistance training going on top of those hills. When I say my new route is hilly, the majority of it, like the first 2 miles, is just an incline. And then I rope around out there because it's not super long, and it's just hills from there. So that, after I realized that I was doing all of that hill work, it explained why I was so wiped out. So I just dropped the goal of doing lifting, period. So I still am a stronger runner. I feel a whole lot different, and it's more challenging, even my short runs, than in the past. And that's definitely the difference. It's just that I'm running hills. So for this month, I've run close to 40 miles because I've upped it each time. If you follow me on Instagram, you've probably noticed that I've listed week by week, and you might be wondering what the heck is this buildup? The buildup is for a marathon in November that I've run in the past. Well, I haven't run the marathon. I've done the half marathon. This will be my first marathon I've ever done. In the past, I've trained for the marathon. At least like most of it. I've done a whole lot of it. I've trained for half marathons several times, so I'm very accustomed to the training. You just kind of up the mileage from there. But the first time I trained for the marathon, I noticed that my body composition didn't change at about the 6-week mark like it usually does. And that's when I found out I was pregnant. So the first time I was pregnant, and so I didn't train for any races that year. I ran throughout my pregnancy, but I didn't run any further than like 10Ks. Second time around, the pandemic hit. And so it meant all these races were virtual or up in the air or canceled entirely. So I just didn't race that year. And that brings us to this year. And I really want to run a marathon. It is a huge goal of mine. And so I haven't actually signed up for anything. I'm just kind of seeing how training goes because I'm not sure how it all fits in with my time, because marathon training does take up a lot of time. But I'm going to attempt it. So right now I'm training for a November marathon. That's why you're seeing like week 1, week 2, week 3. If you are following those on my Instagram, I might do like a running specific video here on YouTube just to talk about what my training looks like and maybe like what a whole running week looks like for me, just because I think it would be interesting. If you guys don't think that would be interesting, then I won't do that. But if you're interested in that, let me know. And I may do that anyway. So be prepared. So on the whole, I didn't really even stick to my goals. I kept them in mind and did the best that I could to meet my like midway points towards that goal. But since I have the arena, since my book's coming out this month, I didn't focus a whole lot on my planner goals. I really made it flexible enough so that I could make sure that this book gets launched and everything for that can go off without a hitch. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm just amazed that running. No, oh my gosh. I'm just amazed I read as many books as I did. That's crazy. So the arena, by the time you see this video, the arena will be out. You can purchase it on Amazon if you'd like. I have a ebook version, so a Kindle version. There's paperback. There's also a hardcover, something that I did mention on my social media that I probably should mention here about the hardback, speaking of. So I'm publishing through 2 companies. I'm publishing through Amazon, so you can order that on Amazon, of course. But I'm also publishing through this distributor called Ingram Spark. And the reason I'm publishing through both of those places is because Amazon makes all their stuff available on Amazon, and Ingram Spark can get it into other places like Barnes & Noble, Target, Walmart, Apple, any other place that you want to purchase a book, like even your bookstore and a library, they get it through Ingram Spark. So something to note about that being the case, because I just got my hardback. Here's the paperback. The paperback will look exactly the same no matter where you get it from. The quality, like the printing may look slightly different just because it's not printed on the same press, but it's the exact same book. It should look exactly like this. The hardcover, Amazon only like 6 months ago started printing hardcover books. So Amazon's hard books, the only thing available through Amazon is printed on the book. So you'll notice this looks like the paperback, but it's a hardcover. So that's called a laminate case. So if you order the hardback from Amazon, this is what you're going to get. You're going to get a hardback book, but it's going to be printed on the cover like this. So if that's okay with you, you can order through Amazon, but I wanted you to make sure that you knew that's what it would look like, because most hardcover books and the hardcover version of the Arena that you'll get anywhere else but Amazon is going to be the cloth bound book with the jacket. So just like what you think a hardcover book would be. So wanted to make sure people kept that in mind, because I really don't want anyone to order the hardcover from Amazon thinking that they're going to get the nice, really cloth bound book with the jacket on it, and they get this instead. So just gonna make sure that you guys know that. I will probably include a video or just a picture on the actual Amazon listing. That's my plan anyway. That might not be available right now if you go and look, but I'm hoping to get that up super soon. That way people can be maybe aware that this is what the hardcover looks like. I would hope Amazon would make that known too, but I wanted to make sure that I made it known. So something to think about. But oh my gosh, that's March. My book is out. Go and buy it. And be on the lookout super soon, because I'm hoping by the end of April, at least by the end of the April, definitely by end of April, because I'm going to jump on that as soon as I can. But I'm hoping by April, the audiobook will be available. I am a huge audiobook listener. I do so many of my books through Audible. Oh my gosh. So the audiobook is going to be Audible exclusive. It is not available yet, but it will be in about a month's time. So look for that if that is the version you would like to have. It should be out very soon. That's pretty much it. That wraps up all of March. I don't really have any goals in mind yet for April, at least not any that I feel like are set in stone to announce here. So follow me on all of my social medias. Those are below if you want to keep up with my goal journey every month. So that's pretty much it. Bye.